Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I am your host, Myra, with Soul Science Hypnosis. I'm here with Wendy. Wendy, is this number 10 with Metatron, I think?
Oh my gosh. Haven't been
Yeah.
counting, but each one is fun. I love it. I love it every single time. Yeah.
Yes, I'm so excited. This is always so wonderful, and more of our listeners are sending in questions. So I want to say
Good.
thank you so much. Keep sending questions, guys. Metatron
Oh yeah.
loves to
Yeah.
answer them.
I was just telling Myra that I'm so glad that I don't have to answer all the questions. I can just leave it to him, right?
That's right. Yes,
I'll
that's
stick
right.
stand in the background.
Yes, and we were just talking about your retreat. Let's just
Mm.
continue making that announcement. Gosh, I wish
Yeah.
I can be there in Sedona.
Oh, yes. Sedona filled in less than a week. And so we have some, yeah, we have some juice behind our retreats. Several of us have gathered together and we have a new business, luxury retreats, and it's called the Halls of the Goddess. And
Ooh, I love
we're
that
going to be
name.
we're going to Virginia Beach to the Edgar Casey Center next spring for an Akashic Records and Akashic Channeling Week. And we are going to Hawaii at the end of January for a healing journey. And we're coming to Shasta, right? I say coming to Shasta because I'll be coming to your neck of the woods, coming to Shasta next September. So lots of really cool things planned. Those will all be up on the Metatron's Mystical Muse website soon. The website's kind of being recreated.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm going to be doing,
Wow.
and this is something new. Metatron and all the guides have me creating a year-long program that's called Transcending the Veil. So that's something that is coming as well. It'll be cool. I'm
Hmm.
excited. Excited,
Beautiful,
excited.
beautiful. And I just want to remind people about tea and wisdom with
Mm.
Metatron. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, I do a free evening every month. Sometimes it's Metatron, sometimes it's Elijah, Melchizedek. This month in September, it's going to be an evening with Elijah, and that's coming up. And then in October, we'll bring Metatron back again. They're free events.
Yeah, they're
They're,
amazing.
come as you are, bring your questions. You're welcome to participate with questions, or you're welcome to just come and listen. So it's always
Yes.
always a lot of fun. Always a lot of fun.
And they should go to Metatron's Mystical Muse to just sign up so that
Right.
they get alerts
Yeah.
and get the
If
Zoom
if
link.
you'll Yeah,
Yeah.
if you'll please sign up or join the mailing list. I'm not a serial mailer. You're not going to get
No,
20
no,
things
you're
a
not.
month from me. Maybe one, two things a month, but it will keep you in the loop. It will give you the
Mm,
links for all the free stuff and give you alerts for all the other cool things that are coming. So
beautiful. Thank you. All right. We're ready for the big guy.
my mouth is dry. I can tell he's coming. My mouth always gets more dry when he's in the body.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and invite him in. Have a really good time.
Thank you. So we'll just take a pause as Metatron comes in.
Right. Good day to you.
Hello, Metatron.
Hello, beloved one.
Hello.
Here we are again, yes?
Yes, here we are. I'm excited to have this time with you as always. I am honored.
As are we.
Thank
Always honored to be in your presence.
you. Well, we've got some great questions for you today.
Mhm. All right.
All right.
Hmm.
So let's begin with what is the ultimate purpose of existence and how do all living things fit into the larger plan?
All right. Beautiful question. So, to understand the purpose, we're going to remind you of something that we sometimes ask you, beloved one, right? Know thyself, know who and what you are. And the truth is that all existence is a way for source to know itself because there's truly nothing outside of God. It's all God. So the crickets are God, and the ants are God, and the birds are God, and you are God. You are having an experience that feels like you're a human being on a blue planet, whereas there is no blue planet. There is only the heart of God.
Mm,
And this is pretty esoteric, we understand, but the whole purpose of all these experiences are just to inform, inform, allowing source to know itself.
mhm. Hmm. And in his knowing himself, let's just call it a him for now, for this purpose. What's the question that I want to ask? Well, what does he get out of it?
Good question.
Mm,
What is the natural outcome of knowing thyself,
mhm,
right? Is ascension, is growth. Source is not static.
mm,
Source continues to grow and expand and create. And so every single little bit of experience is part of that as well, right?
mhm,
So it really is all about that continual, that continuum, so to speak.
mm,
Right? And it, uh, it doesn't have anything to do really with your planet or humanity or any of the other planets and their beings as well, right? You are all the same to source.
mm,
You are beloved threads of the Creator, right?
mhm,
There is no distinction. You are that light. You are that. I am that I am. So,
mhm.
does this assist you?
Yes. Yes, it does. It does.
And maybe
So,
for some people, it will take some of the importance off of unimportant things when
mhm,
they can understand this, right?
mhm, mhm. Thank you.
Mm.
A listener would like to know who assisted in creating the planets in our universe.
Who assisted?
Mhm.
It was created by Source.
Okay. Only source.
Yes. Everybody says, oh, these beings and that beings, but
Yes.
you must understand it was the divine mother aspect of all things that gives birth. Source is both masculine and feminine. And so it is the divine feminine that births the planets, that gives birth to humans and others in the cosmos. It's not like the aliens came down and created your earth like a petri dish. That is not
Okay.
the way of it. It was already here. It was already created. It has been here much longer than science has been able to prove. And time again, it has been full of beings and then released of beings, full of beings and released of beings. So there are those that came from other places and brought wisdom and brought technology, but they didn't make the planet, right?
Okay.
They came after it was already here.
Yes. Okay. And so piggybacking, it might be from the same listener, is how were all the races created? And did anyone assist Source with the creation of the
No,
races? No.
no one. Who would assist Source?
Okay.
Who would assist Source,
Mm,
right? And the questions, while we honor the questions, they are very human mind based,
mhm, mhm,
right? And so stretch out your understanding a little bit more, please, that it's all God, that God is creating everything, that there's those that feel that they honor God, there's those that feel that they assist God, right? But that's the illusion because they are God, right? It's all God. Each and every one of you, each and every puppy, kitty, plant, the best upon this planet. This planet is God.
mhm,
And so within that, Source needs no assistance.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
All right. All
Many
right.
people would agree that we don't feel like God.
Most humans
No.
would agree that they do not feel like God. And that's part of what Metatron does, right? Is to help you remember God I am.
Mhm,
Remember your sovereignty. Remember that you're greater than what sits in that chair. Yeah.
mhm, mhm,
That what you're seeing, what you can see with your human eyes, is the least of everything.
mhm,
Not the greatest of everything, the least of everything.
mhm,
And when you can open the eyes of your God I am and begin to see through those eyes, see through the eyes of God as opposed to through your human eyes, then the whole view changes.
mhm,
And it's not so basic anymore.
mhm. Right. Mhm. Thank you.
Indeed.
So I'd like to ask a question about the Akashic records. Well, speaking of Source, why did he create the Akashic records? Let's start with that and sort of funnel down.
All right. So Source never forgets anything. Everything is held within Source down to the most minute thing.
Mhm,
And so within Source, you can access all of that. You call it the Akashic records. When you're reading the records, you step inside of Source and access wisdom, information, because source holds it all.
Mhm.
Right? It is, if you think of it as like the greatest computer ever created, right? It remembers everything.
Mhm.
And then you have access to that,
Yes.
right? So if you think of the Akashic records from the human perspective, but then how do you think the angelic realm accesses the Akashic records? How do you think the galactics access the Akashic record? Because everyone, everything, everywhere has the ability to connect with the Akashic records
Mhm.
because everything is held within source.
Mm.
It's not just for humans.
Yes.
Right?
So
Right.
I know that, there are readers, and I also take people to the records through hypnosis.
Yeah.
Mm. What I know you're saying everything is held there, but maybe throw me an idea of what else besides our lifetimes that have happened, are happening, will happen, everything is available there. What else can we find there?
Well, you can find yourself as God
Mm.
within the Akashic records, right? You can find yourself as the creator,
Mm.
right? You can you can understand yourself as sovereign, as God I am. And really what else is there to strive for?
Mhm.
Right? You
Yeah.
want to know how to build a car? Yeah, you can find it in the Akashic records. You want to know how to
Mm.
make your soup? Yes. Right? You want to know how to include all of your lifetimes into this moment and move forward? Yes, it's all there.
Mhm.
Anything that you can imagine is held within the records. And things that you have no point of reference for is held within the records. So I could share with you something that happens far across the cosmos. You wouldn't even understand the languaging.
Mm.
So that is the beauty of the Akashic records, that you can step into that, let go of your human perceptions, and ask to be shown.
Mhm.
Show me. The why this and why that. That is no longer such a great way to go into the Akashic records, right? But please show me.
Yes.
Please help me
Mhm.
to understand. Please expand my perceptions. Any of those things are going to bring different types of information to you.
Mm. I love that. Yeah. Because I know when I go in, it's why and how.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, the why question is interesting because when you ask spirit the why question, it will be answered. But it is not a why question is not something that's going to elevate or expand you. Why is more closely connected to the ego, right? So when you
Yes.
step into the records and you're saying, please show me, let me know what is it important for me to know at this time or to
Mm.
see, those types of things expand you,
Mm.
right? Help you to grow, help you to know vice versa. Mhm.
Mhm. Thank you. I love that. Mhm.
Okay. Mm.
There's a listener that would like to know, how do you know the difference between a twin flame and a trauma relationship? Is there
Yeah.
such a thing?
Hmm. Well, and we would say that every single relationship that you have soul agreement, always, right? But not every relationship is based on your past traumas, right? So twin flame is a relationship that intensifies the healing process,
Mm-hmm.
right? It brings everything up to be witnessed, to be healed, to be, released, hopefully. Right? The relationships that are built on trauma, two individuals with trauma coming together, they're also in a space to work things out, right? But it's not quite as accelerated as the twin flame relationship. How you tell the difference is with your knowing. You check in. Go to your akashic records.
Uh-huh.
And ask the question, is this relationship a trauma-based relationship, or is this twin flame? Right?
Mm.
And either way, there's growth, there's healing to be done. Either
Mhm.
way. Is this helping at all to
Mhm.
it's really it really comes down to your intuition and your discernment, and they the two types of relationships do very much the same thing, just one at a more accelerated pace, let's say.
Okay. Mhm. Thank you.
Indeed.
All right. We have another listener that would like to know, why does the soul choose to be incarnated as a male or a female and then later identifies as transgender?
Hmm. Yeah. Well, we will say that it has been happening since the dawn of time, right?
Mhm.
And the illusion is that there's a gender,
Mhm.
right? The soul is no gender,
Gender, right?
genderless, let's say, right?
Mhm.
But the experiences of being masculine or feminine, right, or transgender, again, it is taking that experience home to source. Right?
Mhm.
What you're seeing in your world today is the possibility for people that know they are different, that know that they are neither male nor female, but a combination somehow, right? A third thing, let us say. In this world is becoming much more open to support individuals in that journey. And it is an evolutionary process.
Mhm.
If you were to live another 100 years, beloved one, right, you would begin to see that individuals begin to be more fluid
Mhm.
with what is considered gender identity,
Mhm.
right? And they become more open to being it all
Yes.
instead of just I identify with this or I identify with that. How about I am all of it,
Mm.
right? I am all of it. So
Mhm.
that will come.
I love that. A little sneak peek into our future.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Beautiful.
And isn't it beautiful to know that another 100 years will be on this planet? Yeah.
Yes, thank you. That's good to know.
Hmm. We're giving away, yeah, we're giving away all of that
Yeah.
information. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Metatron. I think
Okay.
that's going to be um, something really nice for you know our community to hear. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So besides keep us alive, what else does the heart do?
Well, you know, uh, the heart and the heart chakra very much intertwined. And they are the clearinghouse between what are your considered your lower chakras, which are very much your earth-based beingness, right? Your earth-based energies. And from the heart up, then you have your transpersonal chakras that are your chakras where you are connected solely to spirit. And so you could call the heart that point at which heaven and earth meets. Okay. And and so the heart has a, let's call it, a mind of its own. It has the ability to sense, to to read the room, so to speak,
Mhm,
to receive impulses. And we would say to you that a lot of the light language that many of you are connecting with, it's not about the head, right? But the light language comes down and it hits the throat and the high heart, right? And moves out from there. So the heart
mhm,
is an important aspect of the human being, but it's not just a little beating heart, right? The heart is much greater in its energetic connections. Does that make sense to
mhm.
you? Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, much greater.
And speaking of light language, my light language has really, really shifted.
Mhm.
And I'm noticing a lot more chanting. It just doesn't sound like the normal light language that I started out with. It's evolved, and I feel like there's different. Let's just for the purpose of a word, dialects.
Yes.
And well, I'm sitting in ceremony with others, and I feel very, very called to channel for each individual. And it sounds so different for each one.
Yes.
What am I channeling? Who am I channeling?
God, I am,
Hmm.
right? That is where your light language comes from. But we'll say, congratulations, you've kind of graduated and you have made yourself available to greater dialects within light language. And when you were channeling for each and every one of those individuals, you were bringing exactly what their soul needed in that moment, right?
Mm,
Light language is the soul's way to communicate with God. Right? And so when you're chanting it, you are, in a way having a conversation with source, right? When you're offering it to others, you're offering it as a vibration, like a packet of light that is then received by the other individual and taken in and utilized as necessary within that soul and within that human.
mhm,
Mhm. And so, light language can calm, people. It can enliven, it can heal, it can activate. There's no limitations, right?
Hmm.
And so you are just connecting with the greater flow of light, beloved one.
Mm.
That's why it has changed in the way it feels and sounds. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Indeed. And we would say that everyone right now is kind of feeling a push to begin to bring light language through, and that it's okay if it feels like it's gibberish or it sounds like it's gibberish. Just let it flow
Yes.
and 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 play with it a little bit, right?
Mm.
Right. So that you can begin to align with that conversation that your soul is having with source.
Hmm. Yeah, it's it's interesting. After, well, on Saturday during this cacao ceremony, after we had a lovely dinner, and the host, and a friend, I consider a friend, her little boy, he's 3, and he was just sort of um, making sounds, and he was in his own little world, and I just looked over and I said, this is light language. He
Yes,
was
indeed.
toning. They didn't realize, they just thought, oh, he's just in his own little world.
Just
I said,
yeah,
all of that toning and he was just, I said,
yeah,
that is his light language. And yeah, I'm
indeed.
getting angel bumps right now because it
Yes,
was such a cool
yeah,
moment for them saying,
yes,
really?
yeah. All babies, right? All babies are so open that it's
Mm,
very easy for them to, the jabbering and the repetitive
mhm,
vocalization. It is all light language. All
mm.
babies speak light language.
Yes, yes, they do.
Every
Hmm.
single one. Mm.
Hmm. Thank you.
Makes you look at a child's what you think of as gibberish differently. Yeah.
Mm. Yes, it's not gibberish, people.
Not gibberish at
No.
all.
All
Mm.
right. Metatron, what is the Mahatma energy?
The Mahatma, the Mahatma consciousness is a very high vibrational consciousness that is is accessible at certain times and certain points upon this planet, right?
Mhm.
And the Mahatma makes itself available not only here to this planet and this dimension, but other dimensions and planetary systems as well. And usually the Mahatma makes itself present when there is a great swelling of consciousness, a great awakening to be to be experienced somewhere, right? And so the Mahatma is has been back upon this planet for almost a year now, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it is a consciousness that you can connect with. It is a consciousness that you can, you know, call in and unite with, but it's not the consciousness that's going to necessarily help you find your soulmate. That's not its job, right? It is
Hmm.
really all about that that awakening process and the process of change.
Mm.
So very
Yeah.
beautiful.
Is there anything specific that you can request of this energy or work with this energy? Or does it just happen automatically to?
Well, here's the thing. The Mahatma has a very specific vibrational frequency, and it has a job. That is to awaken, to
Okay.
assist awakening processes.
Hmm.
You may reach out and see what happens. Most people, when they are reaching out to a consciousness or reaching out to a guidance, are anticipating a certain type of a response. You may not get that type of a response from the Mahatma energy. It's it's not like a Metatron and Archangel Michael, right? That are more aligned to the human journey. What the Mahatma does is it's moving you out of your human journey and kind of like pulling you up by the bootstraps, right? To help you to be more, to help you to find your God I am.
Hmm.
So, but please don't not reach out, but but please reach out without expectation.
Hmm. Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Indeed. Hmm.
All right. We do have a listener that would like to know what we can do as individuals to make our world a better place.
Hmm. You can manage your energy, each and
Hmm.
every one of you. If everyone on the planet managed their energy, and you know, beloved one, we have talked about neutrality for years, about uh managing your energy so it moves up and down, like trees energy moves up and down, right? Then what happens is that it stops pressing on your neighbor's energy, and everything is decompressed. So learning how to manage your energy is critical for this planet's evolution.
Hmm.
It's critical for your evolution. How do you manage your energy? Most of the time, a human's energy field is running in 1,000 different directions.
Yes.
Yes. And so to be able to bring that energy in and let it move in an up and down pattern shifts everything. You will have less conflict, right? You'll be able to respond as opposed to reacting. That in itself is huge upon this planet. Yeah. To
Hmm.
be able to respond as opposed to react, that would be a game changer, right? So that is number one, managing your energy. Number two would be opening yourself fully to your God-given psychic awarenesses. Instead of saying, oh, I don't hear, I don't see, I don't feel, instead say, I am fully open to embrace my psychic awareness. Right? Because within your psychic awarenesses, you are connected to all things, not just other humans, but your animals, your trees, your rocks. There's no separation at that point.
Hmm.
And when you can begin to live your life as Source made you, that's also a game changer. Source made you psychic, right?
Yes.
Doesn't have anything to do with predictiveness, but it has everything to do with connectiveness, right? Knowing, feeling, hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting.
Hmm.
So those things would be phenomenal. Everybody would work on that.
Mm,
Do you think they will?
I hope so.
Indeed. As do we.
Mhm. Yeah. And for some reason, the word grounding is really swirling here. I'm using my psychic awareness right now.
Good. Yeah.
Yes.
As you should, but yeah,
Yeah.
we welcome that. Yeah.
Yeah. The importance of grounding. We don't do it enough. I do.
Right.
I feel I do. I am in my backyard barefoot all the time, and I have the bites to prove it.
Mhm.
All the
Right.
little insects love my feet, and so I love
Yeah.
being back there and just grounding. So,
Yeah. And if you're someone who can't get out and put your feet in the earth, there are products called grounding sheets.
I have that now, and I will say that I've had it for about a month. For those listening, I went to Grounding Well, and it's not a fitted sheet. It just moves across the bed where
Mhm.
this part of your body, and um, it has really, really wonderful reviews. And I've noticed that I fall asleep faster. I'm kind of an overthinker, and it would take me a while to
Right.
fall asleep. I'm falling asleep faster and definitely sleeping more soundly and dreaming more, I think. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. And and if those types of sheets are inconvenient, there are also those that are like a full dot on the bottom sheet,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Our channel has both. So the
Ah,
the the one is the one that you have is portable. You can roll it up and take it with you wherever
yes.
you go. If you want to do it on the couch, if you want to, do it outside. Uh, but then the fitted sheet is also a great a great tool. And so
Yes.
groundedness is not just about being, not being a space, what do they call them? Spacey, right?
Right.
That's not all about what it's for. It's for, releasing electromagnetic stagnant energy that you've collected in your life. You go to Costco and you come home and you can lay it down on your sheet and release all of that stuff, right? And it helps to stabilize mood. It helps to stabilize your energy as well. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
great tool for also helping to manage your energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Get out there and ground, people.
Indeed. One way or another, right?
Yes.
Mm.
Thank you.
No
Um,
excuse.
no excuses. That's right. Yeah. And you will feel better. My mom she's 90 years old and she's in her little condo, and I love to take her to the park, and take her shoes off. And I said, just sit there, Mom, with
Yeah,
your feet bare. And she doesn't get enough of that. And, it makes her
right.
just feel better. So,
Yes,
mhm.
indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Metatron, I'd love for you to maybe connect with Mother Earth and see if she has a message for us today.
Hmm. All right. Gaia, what would you like everyone to hear today? So, she is saying that you're going to be noticing more rumbling and grumbling over
Mhm.
the next 6 months.
Mhm.
Most of it will be uh, just rumbling and grumbling. But there are going to begin to be greater incidents with earthquakes and volcanoes upon the planet. This is to to say that she's trying to release what has been, pent up within her, just like you and your grounding sheets are releasing what has been pent up in you. So, uh, please don't think that she is trying to harm humanity. She says that is not what she's trying to do, but she must release some of this for her own survival, for her own growth process.
Mhm.
She is also talking about the changes that are you know happening within her and on the surface as well. And she says, as a being ages, right, there are changes that take place. And of course, Gaia is always aging, just like humanity ages from, baby until its transition. So she is saying that the things that you notice, some of it's going to be beautiful, like hidden waters and hidden crystals, and some of it is going to be challenging, like desert in places that used to be lush. It is all
Mhm.
her change as well, right? So to be aware, just not to be in fear, right? But she's saying to just please be aware of her process,
Mhm.
like you would be aware of a loved one's process. Mm.
Mhm. Yes,
Not not enough people honor Mother Earth.
that's
She is
true.
pretty much taken for granted,
Mhm.
right? Until she rumbles and grumbles.
Mm. Mhm.
And then everybody's in fear. What would happen if each human was grateful every day and walked upon Gaia with that gratitude as opposed to that entitlement?
Mhm.
You would have a very different world. Gaia would certainly be much happier.
I'm sure she would. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had some significant earthquakes here in California lately. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. And it is always a frightening thing, right?
Mhm.
But let's just say if your cities weren't there, the rumbling and the grumbling, the earthquakes would just be Gaia's way of releasing, right?
Mhm.
But it is humanity that has built itself, anchored itself in places where Gaia needs to release. And so who
Mhm.
who's responsible? Right. Gaia's just doing what Gaia must.
Mhm.
So we're not blaming or shaming anyone. We just want you to notice that if there were not all of the domiciles in California, the rumbling and grumbling would be just that, a release. All of a sudden, she rumbles and grumbles, and everyone fears for their lives.
Yes.
So it is a lesson and blessing, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
All right. And do you have any final
Hmm.
messages for our
Hmm.
listeners?
Hmm. Yeah, we would love each and every one of you to find your bliss. You live every day in the get it done. I've got to go to work. I have to do this. I have to that. Got to make dinner. The kids need new shoes. You live in the midst of all of this stuff. And quite often you have no joy, no enjoyment in your life. You were created to live within the vibrational frequency of bliss.
Mhm.
So we encourage each and every one of you to find blissful moments or create blissful moments for yourselves and those that you love. Because bliss is different to everyone.
Yes.
For a woman, it would be a new kitten. For someone else, it would be a vacation. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be something small, just to create a few moments of that bliss vibration. Every time you're able to do that, you're raising your frequency. And you all know what happens when you raise your frequency, right? You ascend.
Yes.
So please find your bliss. Whatever it looks like, whatever it feels like, don't expect it to be a gift from someone else. You must
Mm.
create your own bliss,
Mhm. I love that.
and you will be so happy that you do. Mhm.
Find your bliss, people.
Indeed, find your bliss.
I love that. Thank you, Metatron.
You're so welcome, beloved one. Are you feeling complete for today?
Very complete. Thank you.
Excellent. So we will thank everyone and say until we meet again. Yes?
Until
Mhm.
next time. Thank you.
Until next time. Namaste.
Namaste. Welcome back.
Thank you. True. A lot of energy in my eyes today.
Mm.
Gonna be one of those take care of my eyes day.
Thank you again, Wendy. That was beautiful. I'm looking forward to you reviewing it.
Ah, I always look forward to that too. Thank
Hmm.
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I love this. This is something I look forward to. Mm.
me too.
Uh,
Me too.
mhm.
All right, until next time.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Mwah. Take care.